So, this checkerboard rendering 4K is really getting out of hand. Let's start the video. So back on November 10th, 2016, Sony had released their first ever mid-generation upgrade, which is the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it was considered the most powerful console at that time. And then the following year, on November 7th of 2017, Microsoft released their mid-generation Xbox One upgrade system, which was the Xbox One X. And it became the most powerful console. And the PlayStation 4 Pro is still really close to it, so it's still considered as a really powerful console. It may not be as powerful as the Xbox One X, as most of us already know, but this stupid checkerboard rendering 4K stuff that the PlayStation 4 Pro does is just really, really getting out of hand. I mean, like, everybody's trying to say and make it look like, just because a game runs at a checkerboard rendering 4K, they're making it sound like that the system is like a piece of garbage. When, it actually, there's like no difference to tell whatsoever from a game like let's say for an instinct, like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It plays at native 4K on the One X, and it plays at a full checkerboard 2160p 4K on the PS4 Pro. I honestly have played it on both of the PS4 Pro and the One X, and there's no difference that I can honestly tell. Like, literally. The only way that you can tell the tiny difference between checkerboard and native is if you're really someone that's really stupid that sits so dang close to the TV. You have to be stupid enough if you really sit like 1 inch from your TV with the TV right exactly on your eyes. That's the only way that you will be able to tell from native 4K and checkerboard 4K. But if you sit back and you play on a big screen and you sit quite a few feet or several feet away, it's going to look like the exact same thing. It's going to look crisp. It's going to look 4K. You're not going to be able to notice the difference at all. And this is the one thing that I've been wanting to make a video, but I just haven't for a while. And just because a game says that it's in Xbox One X enhanced or PS4 Pro enhanced, it does not mean that the game runs at 4K. It just means it'll either run at 4K, it runs at a higher resolution than 1080p, or it's still the same 1080p but with higher frame rates. That's what PS4 Pro or Xbox One X enhanced actually means. It does not mean that the games actually run at native 4K or anything like that. All it means is that games do run at native 4K, or games have a higher resolution like 1440p or 1800p, or it's still the same 1080p with higher frame rates, so you're actually getting a smoother gameplay experience, or a locked 60 frames or 30 frames per second that the original consoles couldn't handle. That's what enhance actually means. And quite honestly, I would choose the PlayStation 4 Pro more than the Xbox One X. And you're probably like thinking of, why would I want to do that to get the less powerful console, even though it's not that much different. As I was saying, like, you could play like a game, like I was saying, here are the list of games that actually run at a checkerboard rendered 4K and a full native 4K on both the Pro and the X. The Witcher 3, runs at native 4K on the X, and in checkerboard rendering 4K on the Pro. The same thing goes for Rise of the Tomb Raider. The same thing goes for also a Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and then a couple other games. I think Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered does that. I don't know about Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered that just got released, but I have a feeling that Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered actually does the full checkerboard rendering, and then the native on the X and all that stuff. And I also think that Assassin's Creed Origins does it. But still, you can't tell the difference whatsoever. Like, you just cannot tell the difference. I don't know how in the world that everybody seems like that there is a difference between 2160p checkerboard rendering or native. I mean, come on, guys. You gotta be more smarter than that. But yeah, there's literally no difference at all between checkerboard rendering 2160p and native 2160p. It literally looks the complete same. No difference at all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys could, please hit a like. If you guys are new, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys are new. And if you have any thoughts on this video, please send me down in the comment section down below of your thoughts about checkerboard rendering 4K and native 4K and stuff like that. Let me get your thoughts on what you have and what you think. But other than that, yeah, there's no difference at all between the two systems. As long as you have a 4K TV or a 4K monitor, and you have the PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X or one of the two, you're getting the same benefits as both of them have in the same almost clearness picture. And I mean, I forgot to also even say, even some games can't even handle 4K on the One X. And the One X does have a little bit more power, but it can't handle it because the game was not built like that. Like, this is one game, for example, Spyro. It only runs at 1440p on both of the Pro and the X. Same thing with Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. Same thing with Crash Bandicoot Team Racing Nitro Fueled. They all both run at 1440p on the PlayStation 4 Pro and the One X. So not even every game is able to freaking hit 4K on the Xbox One X. So that's why I'm saying, like, just because a game says it's enhanced doesn't mean that it runs at 4K. But other than that, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video.